Hi guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe, and thank you for your support. I'm at my flat in Rochester by myself with my lovely Chihuahua Max, who is much better than he was yesterday. He's perked up a lot and he's back to his normal self and he's eating loads, so I'm fine with that. I think he must have missed me yesterday. I was gone 5 or 6 hours, so I think he just curled up and just waited for me on the fleece blanket and fell asleep. Right, I went round to see my mum yesterday. I'm back here home in Rochester. I'm resting today. I'm not going anywhere today. I'm just staying home. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1877, controversy surrounded the Oxford and Cambridge boat race, when the only ever dead heat was recorded. After the arguments that followed, it was decided the following year to introduce a finishing post.
Alexa, celebrity birthdays.
Today's famous birthdays include American actress Jessica Chastain, American professional wrestler The Undertaker, American actress, director, and screenwriter Lake Bell, American actor Jim Parsons, and British business magnate, media personality, and political advisor Alan Sugar.
It's Alan Sugar's birthday today. I missed The Apprentice last night. I missed it, and Dragon's Den. They're two of my favourite programmes, Dragon's Den and The Apprentice with Alan Sugar. You're fired. I loved that. I missed it. I don't know if there's a repeat of it, but I missed it. And it was the final between those two women, and I missed it. And I just woke up this morning, and who didn't watch The Apprentice yesterday? No, I just was like washed out last night, absolutely tired, and my eyes were stinging from the air fresheners in that taxi driver's car, and it actually burnt the inside lining of my nose and down the back of my nose as well. So all my nose feels like it's on fire, and the roof of my mouth, because those car air fresheners were absolutely potent. He had 2 or 3 of them dangling down in his taxi, and I appreciate you get smells in a taxi. Someone might take their dog in there, you might get an older person that is a bit incontinent. I appreciate you get smells in a taxi, but that was overpowering. It was a nice foreign driver, very polite. He was going to help me with my bags out of the car. But it was raining yesterday. It was raining quite hard, about 5, 6 in the evening when I got home. Alexa, what's the time, please?
The time is 8:47 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Friday the 24th of March.
And Alexa, the time? Alexa, what's the weather like?
Right now in Rochester, it's 10 degrees Celsius with mostly sunny skies. Today's forecast is clouds with a chance of showers, with a high of 12 degrees and a low of 7 degrees. Would you also like the current humidity?
Yes, it really is.
At the moment, the humidity is 82%.
I was extremely tired yesterday because I'd been out to Chatham on my feet, and I was tired the day before yesterday, so it's tiring as you get older, just walking everywhere. It's tiring. I got into my flat and I was tired. I got up yesterday morning and I was tired, and I did say I was going to see my mum on Thursday, and I didn't want to let her down, so I felt bad when I said I wasn't coming up after she rang me in the morning, and I rang her back on my other phone. I rang her back and said, yes mum, I'll come up and see you. My mum doesn't get many visitors. She gets Sue, her relatives don't come and see her. She's got a sister called Linda that rings her on the phone every now and then, but has ignored her most of her life. My mum's mother put my mum in care when she was little, and her mum wasn't interested in her. And my dad used to stop my mum seeing anybody, and that's what domestic violence abusers do. They stop you seeing anyone, and you become isolated. And people can think you're strange because you go around scared to talk to anybody, because your partner won't let you. If you talk to someone, they hit you when you get home, or they reprimand you really badly, or give you a form of punishment like taking money away, or humiliating you. And domestic violence is humiliating. As I watched a documentary yesterday about 3 women that had been abused by their male partners, and the horrific injuries, and they were actually showing you the injuries as they had happened, and the ambulance and police coming out to a 999 call of a woman screaming for help. And they also showed you the lies they tell, the perpetrators tell when they're being questioned. So this was seeing it as it happened, you know. And this guy was questioned in a cell, and he wouldn't accept that he'd hit his wife. He wouldn't accept it. So he said someone else did it. Someone else did it, he said. And he wouldn't accept that he'd done it. And they always blame the woman as well, don't they? Oh, she said something to aggravate me. She did this. But there's no excuse for violence. Somebody might say something in the heat of the moment, or they might be in a bad mood, but you don't hit them. So he just didn't accept that he'd hit his wife. These were most violent men, and they got a prison sentence. But my dad kept my mum in a prison for what I think is all their married life. He hit her when he met her, but she remained with him. She should have left him, I've told her that, but she said she was a young woman, and she carried on seeing him after he'd hit her on a date. My dad hit my mum on a date. The first or second date he hit her. And she'd come out of a care home. She'd got lodgings, and she thought she'd found a decent bloke, and he hit her on a date, but she remained with him. So my dad was obviously violent when he met my mother. So, you know, domestic violence, some men, they're very possessive. They don't like you talking to anyone, you know, and you saw the messages he was sending her after he came out of prison. And it was, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to do this to you, you're a grass. And this woman was terrified, absolutely terrified. It is not grassing if you're being beaten up by somebody, is it? Is that grassing? What you're supposed to do, let somebody beat you to death and terrify you. These women need protecting, they need more support, and these men need more. You know, letting a minor prison sentence, a few months, and letting them out, and they come out to get you because you've grassed them up to the police. They come out and get you because they think you've grassed them to the police because you've rung 999 to save your life, because they are beating you half to death. That's not grassing. But these men, these psychopaths, have got it in their head that you can't tell of me, you can't do that to me, and they come out and try and kill their girlfriends and wives. And I always maintain that it's better to be out of a violent, abusive relationship than in one. Because they chip at your self-esteem, they call you names. You're mentally ill. You're mentally ill. You can't look after yourself. You're mad. And you believe it. You start believing what they're saying. And then you become exactly what they've called you. My dad used to call me, you're a spastic, you're a drip, you're stupid. And you start to believe it. And you think, oh, nobody likes me, I'm a spastic, I'm a drip. And you go around looking like one. Because that's what they start to call you. And they're allowed to get away with it. That's why women become withdrawn and like this. Right? Now, I'm not prepared to have anyone into my life that starts saying, right, I'm going to sit there, I'm going to do that, that's mine. I'm not having that, because that's all that I've had when men have come into my life. I don't have that. You can go out to the shop, go out, don't talk to me like that. I'd rather be on my own, as I am now, than in a stale, abusive relationship where I'm being hit, coerced to do bad things. I'd rather be on my own, and yeah, I haven't got a physical relationship at the moment, but I'm learning to love myself again, like myself, get self-esteem, be positive before I meet someone. And then I can have the confidence to say to them, I'm sorry, but this isn't working. I'm sorry, I don't want sex with you. Sorry, if you just want to use me for sex, I'm not willing to pursue this any further. Because I felt I was coerced and pushed into sex I didn't want. They weren't willing to disclose their surnames. They weren't willing, some of them, to take me back to their place. They just wanted to use me in my flat, you see. And I didn't have the confidence to say no. But I've got the confidence to say no now. And this is nothing to do with being ugly. I was married for 18 years, right? My husband must have found me attractive to stay with me that long for a start. We had 4 children together. I went on to meet a man that I left because he was physically abusing me. I have met a few men afterwards, but they've been the wrong type. And so these men would not have gone out with me if they hadn't have found me some way or form or shape attractive. So this bullshit that's being fed into my ears is just jealousy. It's jealousy, and it's making me feel bad about myself, so I don't meet anybody else. And you've got to get social skills, and if I don't go outside and I don't meet people, I'm not going to develop any social skills. But I think it's a jealous ex or jealous exes combined together, trying to make me feel horrible about myself every morning. So I don't go outside, I don't go out, I feel horrible about myself, I hold my head down and don't speak to anybody. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's nothing to do with ugly or fat. It's my ex's insecurity with themselves. They're insecure about themselves. They're pissed off that I had the guts to leave them. And they're sore and sad about it. That's what it is. I know full well if over time I went out and I mixed and I socialised, because when you go to college courses, right, you meet people, you have to talk to people. So you might make some female friends to start with, which I did at Mid-Kent College. Right, and then you go on to maybe meet a single fella, a decent one, not one that's married or got girlfriends, because that, you know, they're just using you for a bit on the side, aren't they? You don't want a married man or a man that's got a girlfriend either. And the excuses they come out with, my wife doesn't understand me. My girlfriend, she's all right, but we don't have sex together. All the excuses under the sun, right? I've had for someone that's supposed to be ugly, unattractive, I've had some relationships, thank you, right? But I want a permanent relationship. I don't want, I'll pick you up when I fucking feel like it and then I'll put you back on the shelf. I don't want that. And I don't want a married man. Or I'll see you for 5 minutes and then I'll take my wife out to a birthday party. Because that makes you feel fucking shite and awful, doesn't it? A married man leaving you alone all week, sees you once a week, then goes back to his wife and takes her out, buys her birthday presents, and you're fucking alone on your birthday. That's fucking shit as well. And some men do that. And they have more than one girlfriend as well. It's not just one or two. One woman told me, she said, I'm sorry, he's dating about 5 or 6 women off this site, including you. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't even know. She said, it's all right, I've got to ring 5 other women now and tell them the same thing. That her boyfriend was cheating with her on dating sites with 5 other women. He said it's an addiction, he can't help himself. But you don't have to be beautiful or pretty to date. Some men and women are attracted to someone's voice, they're attracted to someone's personality, their body shape, just the whole package. Nobody's ugly. I say we're different, we've got flaws, but you know, some people find flaws attractive. Some women go out with what some people think are the ugliest men because they're kind and they open doors for them and they treat them like a woman, not a sack of shit. Because some people that are attractive spend more money and time on their looks, their face, their nails than they do their partner. So you've got to understand that dating is not about being pretty. It's not about looks. It's about the whole package, the whole person and what you find attractive, right? Because as we know, when you marry someone, they might start off beautiful, but as the years go by, looks fade. You get older. So you've got to love that person for all your marriage and visualise them old. Because some men, they dump a woman when she gets old for a younger model. So before you marry, I think people should visualise each other getting older. And the ailments and the illnesses people can get. You don't just dump someone because they get cancer, they get disabled, and you can't handle it, because some people do that to their partners. Oh, I can't deal with something, so I'll escape, I'll get out of it. I mean, that's not nice, is it? So, you know, sometimes I think, you know, it's best to be on your own, to develop, to realise how people work as well. Not only do you have to realise what you want, but you've got to realise what your partner wants as well, and what they're like and what type of person they are. I've seen some horrific documentaries over the past few weeks, and I am glad at the moment that I'm single. I really am. And we come into this world, you know, alone, and we leave it alone. And, you know, if that's the way it's got to be for myself, then that's the way it's got to be. But I am not being beaten, I am not being yelled at, and I'm not having someone take over my life and telling me what to do. And I'm not there to be used for sex either. In my opinion, sex should be enjoyed between two people. It's not something that you sleep around and it's like an addiction. It's something to be enjoyed between two people and by yourself, whatever. But when you're beaten and a man or a woman is using you for sex, that's going to destroy your self-esteem as well, because you're going to get high for how long the sex lasts, and when they bugger off you feel fucking dirty and shitty afterwards, and that's no good for me, because that's what men were doing to me. They were coming into my flat, fucking staying with me to 2, 5, 10 minutes and fucking off and never coming back again, because I was letting them treat me like that. And I'm not having that anymore. And that's why it doesn't happen. It's nothing to do with what they're all saying. I stopped it. I told the worst partner of my life the truth. I said, you're treating me like shit. You don't buy me anything, you don't take me anywhere, and you're rude and you're rotten to me, and I don't want to see you anymore. And that's the last partner I had. When someone questioned me about my relationship, and they said, that's not a partner. You said it was your birthday, so-and-so. Where did he take you? Nowhere. He didn't even come round. He didn't give me a present. He didn't give me a card. And I woke up to how I was being treated by someone telling me that. And I've never had a shitty relationship since, because I won't allow it. I'm not their purse. I'm not their money bag. I'm not their punch bag. And I'm not their sex toy. And that's the end of it. See you later.